From Anshe Sfard Beth El Emeth Congregation, it's time to take 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.
Welcome to our discussion of Parshat Vayakhel, the secret of togetherness. If we look in the beginning of the Parsha, the very first words, we find something that is not found anywhere else in the entire Torah. Vayakhel Moshe kol hadat bnei Yisrael vayomer leihem, ela dvarim asher tzivah Hashem la'asot otam. It is only here in this Parsha where Moshe gathers the entire congregation of Israel and he says to them, these are the words which God has commanded. Very often Moshe speaks to the Jewish people, speaks to all the Jewish people, but it is only here that it says he gathered all of them and he spoke to them. Why this particular Parsha? The Midrash and the Yalkut Shimoni, in this particular gathering of Midrash, says that the rabbis say that in the entire Torah we do not find a section except for this, which begins with the words Vayakhel. There are other cases where Jews were gathered for various purposes. 3 cases. The Mishkan we spoke of. This is a case where God speaks to them about the Shabbat, and God speaks to them about the building of the Mishkan, the tabernacle. Also, further evidence of gathering for purposes of the Mishkan, the tabernacle, for God's presence to rest among them, is the story is told of the Jews actually dedicating the tabernacle. In Parshat Shemini, they were also told to gather all the congregation of Israel. Moshe is told, and Aaron, to gather the congregation together to show them that he will speak to the rock and bring forth water. And Yom HaKahal, the 10 Commandments, were given at Sinai. B'Yom HaKahal, as it says many times in Devarim, it was the day of gathering at Mount Sinai. When God's presence is found among the Jewish people, when God shows that He cares and loves for the Jewish people, and when God shows us that He gives us the Torah, in these 3 cases, Kahal is found. We have congregation and community with God's presence, God's love, and God's teaching of the Torah. But so the question is, why particularly though, in this case, is Moshe commanded to gather the people together? The Ksav Sofer, the son of the Chassam Sofer, says that since this Parsha introduces the idea of Shabbat, and Shabbat is the idea of gathering everyone together. Why? Because it's only on Shabbat, says the Sfas Emes, that we are united in our purpose of being with God. The Midrash, the Yalkut Shimoni says, it teaches us that on Shabbat we should gather to learn Torah. And that's why on Shabbat we have sermons, we have classes. Every Shabbat we gather to learn Torah, at least to hear the Torah reading. We gather together. Shabbat is a time of gathering. But I'd like to suggest that there are 3 reasons why this Parsha begins with the words Vayakhel, gathering. And these are the 3 secrets to unity. These things bring people together. Number 1, they're coming together to discuss Shabbat, a holy time. They're coming together to discuss the building of the Mishkan, the tabernacle, to create a holy space. And it takes a community to build a holy time and a holy place. Why? Let's say that I say that in this time, no one's allowed to turn on this candle. Okay, so that's what I do. But if you walk through the entire community and no one's lighting a candle, it has a different feel. If I don't plow my field, it doesn't create a whole time frame. But when you walk through the streets of Jerusalem and things are quiet, it took a community to make a holy space, a holy time. Similarly with a holy space. If I say that space over there, no one's allowed to walk in there, but I'm the only one who follows that rule, I can't make a holy space. But if I make a communal rule that no one in this community is to go into this sanctuary, to this holy of holies, that creates a communal holy space. It takes a community, a kahal, a congregation, to make holy time and holy space. Secondly, this parsha is all about giving. Moshe commands the Jewish people to give a gift. And when people give one to another, when people give tzedakah this time of year, people are giving ma'ot chitim, gifts for the poor, so that they can have a good Pesach and a meaningful Pesach and a lavish Pesach. This creates community through tzedakah, charity, kindness one to another, giving. When the Jews contributed to the Mishkan, that creates community, togetherness, coming together. Actually, the Sfas Emes says a brilliant thing, that the idea of giving and the idea of Shabbat are connected, because on Shabbat we give our time. It's a truma of time. It's a gift of time. Thirdly, when people come together to make a home for God, this joint project, this coming together to do something together, a communal goal, creates unity. In fact, when the Jewish people worshipped idols, in the book of Kings, they always fell apart. The Jewish people eventually went into exile. Because if you're not united around the common cause to bring God into this world, if you're not united around the common cause of the Torah, then the Jewish people have no unity. They have no unity of purpose. On Shabbat, where a Jew wakes up in his consciousness, people come together. During the week, as we seek our material pursuits, we become more disunited. The idea of having a common project is what unites us as a Jewish people. Without it, we share nothing. A little language, a little common history, it's not enough. We have to share common vision and goal, at least to some degree, to be one nation. It's the secret of kahal, the secret of congregation, the secret of coming together, whether it's as a couple, as a family, or as a community, even as a world community. The secret are these three things. We need together to create holy space and holy time. We need to come together by being giving one to another. We need to come together by having common goals, the things we want to build together and achieve together. If we do this, we can indeed be a kahal. We can be a congregation. We can be a family. We can be a couple. We can be a community. If we understand that we share common goals. Thank you for joining us here at the Anshe Sfar Beth El congregation here in Memphis, Tennessee for our discussion of Parshat Vayakhel. Join us for other how-to videos and holiday videos coming up, also a series for Pesach as well. Thank you to Jason Lefkowitz for making today's presentation possible. Join us each week again here at the Anshe Sfar Beth El congregation. Thank you.
This has been 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein. To learn more, visit ASBEE.org.